Yeah, peace. What up? How y'all doing out there? So once again, this is another part of Brother Shum's Corner. So just bringing you more scriptures from the Bible on the many different topics that's in the Bible and so forth. So today we're gonna deal with the tongue. Okay, give you scriptures, you follow them. We're gonna use the Bible and we're gonna use the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is part of the Bible. It is between the Old Testament and the New Testament. All right, so follow along, follow the verses, see how you like it, and see how it can help you. So in the book of Proverbs, the 9th chapter and the 9th verse, it says, "Give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning." So are you that? Are you that? Can you be taught? Can you be taught? Well, that's the only way. You have to find out by instructing yourself, right? So let's go to Proverbs 18 verse 1. So we go into verses and I'm gonna break them down for you. So when you go to Proverbs 18 verse 1, remember we're talking about the tongue. It says, "Through desire, a man or woman having separated himself." See that? So you got to separate yourself, okay, from the things that's going on in your life. That means you got to find time. Separated himself, seek it and intermeddle it with all wisdom. So for you to control the tongue, you got to now start to study. That means you got to, compartmentalize your time in your life for you to sit down and get your books, a peaceful time, and so forth like that. And you got to have that desire. If you don't have that desire, a lot of people say they want to study and know about the Lord, but don't have that time. It says through desire. So you got to have that desire. How I found out about the Lord, I had that desire over 30 years ago. And I studied every day for years, every day. You understand? I was going to school every day. That's the only way. Okay? So you can't just figure out, well, okay, that the Lord is going to talk to me. No, that's not the way it does. That's not the way it works. That was how we was in the ancient Bible and stuff like that, in the ancient Bible. Hold on a second. So what are we talking about, right? We're talking about the tongue, right? So like I said, follow the scriptures and so forth. See what it shows you. All right, so that was Proverbs 18 verse 1. Let's go to Proverbs 6 verse 24. Let's look at that, all right? Proverbs verse 6 and the 24th verse. Proverbs 6 verse 24. Whoa, this is a different topic altogether. All right, now let's not go. All right, yeah, let's read Proverbs 6 verse 24. Let's start at 23. Let's start at 20. Proverbs 6 verse 20. It says, "My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother." Okay? So we got to understand that how your father and your mother talk to you. Okay? "Bind them continually." So the instructions that they give you in life, it says, "Bind them continually upon thy heart." Thy heart is here. It's not talking about here. It's talking about here. He says, "Bind them continually." Bind them means put them around your head continually. Okay? Just trying to move so I can get a better light. Better light. There we go. It says, "Bind them continually." Okay? "And tie them around thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee." So now what he's saying is that you got to make the words of the Lord, right, be in front of you all the time. You got to be serious about the words of the Lord. A lot of people read it and are not serious about it. Okay? They're not serious about the words of the Lord. Okay? "And it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and the reproofs of instruction are the way of life." So now the verses that you're getting are reproofs of instruction. It's supposed to instruct you as to what is right and what is wrong about what the Lord wrote in the Bible through men and what you're supposed to do with that. Why? "To keep thee from the evil woman," right? So now if you're following these verses, it can show you if a woman is evil and if a woman is good. "From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman." See that? From the flattery of the what? Of the tongue of a strange woman, someone that is not of your people. See that? So that's dealing with the tongue. Let's go to another verse. Let's go to Proverbs 12, verse 1. Let's go to Proverbs 12, verse 1. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hated reproof is brutish. So a lot of people don't like to be reproved biblically. Don't like to be reproved biblically. They think that their ways is the right way. They think that their ways in this world, that they have acquired in this world, is the right way. But the Bible is telling you that the reproof of the Lord. See that? Proverbs 12, verse 1. Whoso hated instruction, and a lot of people, like last night I was dealing with a conversation with a bunch of brothers. They didn't want to be reproved. They had their own concept about the Bible. See that? They had their own concept and their own belief about the Bible and so forth like that. The Lord is not dealing with that. The Lord is not dealing with that. That's Proverbs 12, verse 1. Whoso loveth knowledge, instruction, loveth knowledge. So you have to be instructed. For you to understand about the Lord, you have to be instructed. You have to be willing to be instructed. You can't just figure this out by yourself. That's not the way it works. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs 4, verse 24. Let's go to Proverbs 4, verse 24. Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips. Put far from thee, and perverse lips put far from thee. See that? So that's your tongue. Put away from you a froward mouth. People that speak in madness. Where does madness come from? It comes from here. Okay? And he says, and perverse lips put far from thee. Okay? Let's go down. Let me just highlight something. We staying in Proverbs, the 4th chapter. We staying in Proverbs, the 4th chapter. And we're going to pick it up at the 18th verse. We're going to pick it up. Let's go Proverbs 4, verse 1. He says, hear ye children the instruction of the father, and attend to know understanding. See what he's talking about? Being instructed and gaining understanding. How do you gain that? Somebody has to teach you that. Somebody has to talk to you about that. If you want to learn a science, you have to go to a teacher. And that teacher is going to give you words that's going to instruct you. He says, for I have given you good doctrine. Forsake you not my law. So you want good doctrine. Therefore, when you speak, you're talking good doctrine, sound doctrine. Therefore, you've been instructed. Let's drop down now. 18th verse. He says, I'm going to start at 13. He says, take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Remember I said, and a lot of people don't want to be instructed because their ears is closed, so therefore they're instructed of their own. So what comes out of their mouth? Madness. And especially concerning the Bible. Especially concerning the Bible. I'm trying to get good light here. Okay, so bear with me, y'all. Trying to always keep the good light. All right? Look at the 13th verse. He says, take hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. So people that are teaching wrong things are evil men. Okay? People that are teaching wrong concepts and wrong doctrines are evil men. He says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. That's what people do. Like last night, once again, in a conversation, and you see the madness of men, and they teaching lies and trying to profess that lies is truth. Okay? But the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. See that? So when you have the wrong thoughts, that's of wickedness, man. When you're talking the wrong thing, that's of wickedness, especially concerning this Bible. The way of the wicked is darkness. They know not at what they stumble. See that? The tongue. The tongue. My son, attend unto my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. See that? Let them not depart from thine eyes. Let them keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and the health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. See that? That's Proverbs, the 4th chapter. Your tongue, man. Your tongue. Let's further move on. Let's go into the Apocrypha now. Let's go into the Apocrypha now. Let's bring this in. Let's bring in the Apocrypha, the 4th chapter. Right? So you got to get this book for you to get these verses. Let's get the let's go Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, the 4th chapter, and let's pick it up at the 24th verse. Right? So I like to highlight out my verses and so forth like that. I like to highlight out my verses. Right? It says, so it says, for by speech wisdom shall be known. See that? Listen to this well about the tongue. It says, for by speech wisdom shall be known, and by learning by the word of the tongue. See that? Remember, this topic is about the tongue. Listen to what he says in the Apocrypha, the 4th chapter and the 24th verse. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. So he's saying, if you really desire knowledge, and you now separating yourself and you studying, not just running your mouth, you studying, that's how you're going to know, that's how someone is going to know if you have wisdom, by what comes out of your mouth. If you really know how to break stuff down. And learning, see, that it's going to tell you if you learn by what's coming out of your mouth. See that? Now listen to the 25th verse. In no wise, listen to the 25th verse, speak against the truth. See that? That's why I be telling you all about talking against the Bible. In no wise speak against the truth, man. But be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant to the Bible and they think it's a joke. They think it's a game, that they can say whatever they want, however they want. This is not what it's about.
Thank you. Bye.
This is not what it's about, man. This is not a game. Man, it's light. Give me a minute. That's the sunshine coming in. Rays of the Lord. Listen to this verse. This is a deep verse, man. A lot of people talk madness, man. He says, in no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed. You supposed to be scared of the error of thine ignorance, man. And a lot of people is ignorant to the ways of the Most High. You understand? They get their little religions or whatever, their little philosophies, their little thoughts, and they think that they got it. They don't know how to break this book down. They don't understand about history. They don't understand about time. They don't understand about etymology. They don't understand the different sciences that's in the Bible that you have to study, because they have not taken the time. But yet they profess that they are wise, man. Okay? Let's further move on to the 29th verse. He says, be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. See that? You hasty in your tongue. That means you're always running your mouth, man. You're always running your mouth. He says, be not hasty in thy tongue. So running your mouth means that your brain, you always jump in conversations. You ain't even stop to think about things. You ain't even step back. Okay? So that's the 29th verse. Let's further move on. Let's go to Proverbs, the 5th chapter and the 9th verse. Still in the Apocrypha, the 5th chapter and the 9th verse. Listen to this well. He says, winnow not with every wind, and go not in every way, for so do the sinner that have a double tongue. So what does it mean, winnow not? Because like a leaf you blow. Okay, this is you. This is your mind. You're light. You're light. You're not strong. You're not heavy. So you blow, you winnow. You move from spot to spot. He says, winnow not with every wind. So every wind that comes, what does it do? It blows. And you blow here, you blow here, you blow here, because there's no strength to you. So when leaves get old, they get broken up and they move away. See that? Let's go to the 11th verse. He says, be swift to hear. Listen to what he says. So when you're in control of your tongue and of your mannerisms, he says, be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. This is your tongue. These are verses about the tongue. And with patience, I got to move for the light. Give answer. See that? Control yourself. That's why a lot of times I get into conversations and I stop and I listen, especially biblical conversations. You stop and you listen. But anything in life, that's why he says, be swift to hear, man. And if thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up if you don't know what you're talking about. That's what he's saying. If you have, listen to what he says again. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth, which means keep your mind shut. Okay? Honor and shame is in talk, and I've gotten trapped sometimes when I don't go back to the scriptures. I have messed up sometimes. Honor and shame is in talk. And the tongue of a man is his fall. See that? So I've messed up many times because not keeping my sword sharp and keeping my mind sharp. Okay? Honor, okay, and the tongue of a man is his fall. See that? So it's not talking about this, it's talking about this. Okay? Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue. For a foul shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. See how the Lord is telling you to control yourself, control your mind, and control your tongue? But that means that you got to study. And as you start to study now, you start to elevate. You begin to comprehend, and you become eloquent in your understanding. So that's a short, there's a lot of verses. See that? There's a lot of verses. So that's Proverbs 5, going all the way around to 15. So we got about 30 more verses to go. And we'll hold on that. Follow these verses, man. All right? So with that, I say peace.